Imagine a lifetime spent building a family, career, and home. Now, as you age, you face an important decision: where to live in your later years. Many people think that living close to their children is the natural, ideal choice for old age, but what if that's actually a mistake? This video will explore why, according to Stoic philosophy, living near your children in old age may not be the best option. The Stoics, particularly philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, often emphasize the importance of self-sufficiency, resilience, and managing one's own emotions. We'll examine how these principles can challenge the common belief that being close to family is the best choice during later years. We'll dive into the emotional, psychological, and practical consequences of this decision, uncovering the Stoic perspective on independence and personal peace in old age. As we explore these ideas, I invite you to think about your own future. Would living near your children really bring peace, or could it potentially complicate your journey into later life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on the matter. Stoicism teaches that autonomy or self-governance is a cornerstone of happiness. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus emphasize the importance of being in control of one's own decisions, as it allows individuals to live according to their values and principles, free from external control or unnecessary interference. Autonomy provides a sense of agency, which is essential for personal well-being, especially in later years when one may be more vulnerable to changes in health or circumstances. Living close to your children might seem like a natural solution in old age, but it can have unintended consequences, particularly regarding personal autonomy. Even with the best of intentions, children may begin to take control over aspects of their parents' lives. They might offer unsolicited advice on daily routines, decision-making about finances, or even choices regarding medical care. While these actions often come from a place of care, they can undermine the independence that older adults value and need. The psychological consequences of this loss of autonomy can be significant. Many elderly individuals may feel infantilized or helpless, as though they no longer have the ability to make their own choices. This can severely impact their self-esteem and sense of purpose, as autonomy is deeply tied to an individual's dignity and personal identity. In fact, Stoic philosophers would argue that without autonomy, peace of mind is impossible, as external control over one's life often leads to emotional turmoil and frustration. From a Stoic perspective, maintaining autonomy is essential for preserving inner peace and freedom. The Stoics would suggest setting clear boundaries with loved ones to safeguard one's independence. This could involve open communication about preferences, needs, and limits on interference. By doing so, individuals can continue to live with dignity, purpose, and the self-governance that Stoicism values so highly. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, emphasized that unnecessary stress should be avoided at all costs to maintain well-being. He believed that external circumstances should not disturb the peace of mind of a wise person. For Stoics, the ideal is to keep one's mind calm and undisturbed, regardless of external events or situations. This control over one's emotions and responses to life's challenges is central to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. However, living close to your children in old age can create an environment of constant stress and anxiety, which goes against the Stoic ideal of tranquility. With frequent family interactions, varying expectations, and possible conflicts, the elderly individual may feel overwhelmed. Constant proximity to family can lead to a lack of personal space, overstimulation, and an inability to maintain peace of mind. These factors can undermine one's sense of independence and self-control, leading to increased stress. The psychological effects of this environment can be significant. Unresolved conflicts, disrupted privacy, and high expectations can cause anxiety, emotional strain, and a constant feeling of tension. Additionally, the elderly individual may become emotionally dependent on their children for comfort or support, which creates a vicious cycle of stress. As they rely more on their children for emotional stability, the anxiety surrounding their well-being only increases, making it harder to break free from the constant pressure. To mitigate these effects, Stoics would recommend setting clear boundaries with family members to preserve personal peace. Engaging in stress relief practices such as meditation, yoga, or deep breathing can help manage anxiety and maintain calm. Additionally, seeking support from outside sources, such as friends, professionals, or community groups, can provide a healthy balance and protect against emotional overdependence on children. By establishing these practices, individuals can safeguard their mental well-being and preserve their inner tranquility. Stoics like Epictetus believed that wealth is not measured by possessions, but by the freedom to experience life fully, which includes forming meaningful connections with others. The Stoic ideal emphasizes living in harmony with nature, which includes cultivating relationships that enhance our understanding of the world and contribute to our well-being. For the Stoic, these relationships are essential to living a flourishing life. While living close to children may offer some comfort, it can also unintentionally restrict one's social world. Elderly individuals who live in close proximity to their children may find themselves spending the majority of their time within their family unit. While family is important, this can limit opportunities for forming friendships and engaging in new social relationships. Over time, this can create a narrow social circle where the only connections are with family members, potentially leading to isolation from the broader community. The consequences of this isolation can be serious. Limited social interactions can lead to feelings of loneliness, depression, and emotional stagnation. Emotional well-being thrives on diverse social connections, not just family ties. Having a wide range of relationships, from friendships to community engagement, can provide a sense of belonging and purpose, which is vital for maintaining mental and emotional health, especially in later years. Stoic philosophy encourages individuals to seek a balance between family and broader social engagement. For those in their later years, this means not allowing family proximity to limit one's social experiences. Engaging with the broader community through clubs, hobbies, or friendships can provide an enriching experience that supports emotional well-being. The Stoics would advise individuals to actively pursue interests and connections beyond the household, fostering a sense of belonging and fulfillment that is not solely dependent on family. Stoicism places great importance on emotional independence, emphasizing the mastery of one's emotions and the avoidance of relying on external sources for emotional stability. Stoic philosophers, particularly Marcus Aurelius, wrote extensively about the need for emotional resilience and control. Aurelius believed that by cultivating inner strength, individuals could maintain peace of mind, regardless of their external circumstances. For the Stoic, true emotional well-being comes from within, not from other people or external conditions. However, living close to your children in old age can create a subtle yet powerful risk: emotional dependency. While the support and comfort of family can be comforting, relying too heavily on children for emotional stability can lead to an unhealthy attachment. When elderly individuals depend on their children for emotional fulfillment, they may find themselves feeling powerless or inadequate if those needs are not met. This dependency can harm one's sense of self-worth and lead to frustration, especially if children are not able to always provide the emotional support desired. The psychological impact of emotional dependency can be profound. Elderly individuals may begin to feel guilty for burdening their children with their emotional needs, which can strain family relationships. This guilt, combined with the frustration of unmet emotional expectations, can lead to a deep sense of helplessness or resentment, further weakening the relationship. The Stoic solution to emotional dependency is to develop inner strength through practices such as self-reflection, engaging in hobbies, and contemplating Stoic philosophies. By focusing on cultivating emotional resilience, individuals can find fulfillment from within, rather than relying on external sources. The Stoics would encourage elderly individuals to maintain a sense of autonomy by nurturing their own emotional well-being and reducing dependence on others for comfort. In doing so, they can achieve greater peace of mind and a more balanced, fulfilling life. The Stoics believe that one of the fundamental aspects of life is accepting change. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, everything in life evolves, and resisting change only leads to frustration and suffering. Rather than fighting against the inevitable, Stoic philosophy encourages individuals to embrace change, adapt to it, and focus on what they can control. This perspective is especially important when dealing with the natural generational differences that arise between parents and children. Generational differences are an inevitable part of life, but they don't have to cause conflict. However, when parents live close to their children, different values, expectations, and lifestyles can create tension. Children may have different views on how their parents should live, what is best for their well-being, or even how they should spend their time. These differences can lead to clashes, as what might be seen as normal or helpful from the children's perspective may feel intrusive or controlling to the elderly parents. The emotional consequences of these generational clashes can be significant. Misunderstandings, frustration, and resentment can arise when the elderly feel pressured to conform to their children's ideals. This pressure can lead to a loss of personal identity, as they may feel they are no longer living according to their own values, but rather trying to please their children or meet their expectations. Stoic philosophy offers valuable advice in navigating these generational tensions. The Stoics would encourage individuals to accept generational differences without trying to change others. Instead of resisting or attempting to impose their own values on their children, they would focus on what they can control, their own responses and decisions. By communicating openly about values and boundaries, individuals can preserve their autonomy and sense of self while respecting the differences that naturally arise between generations. This acceptance of change and focus on inner control helps maintain peace of mind and harmonious relationships despite differing values. Stoicism teaches that we should focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. This principle becomes even more significant as we age. In the later years of life, the desire for control over our environment and daily choices often intensifies. As physical and cognitive abilities change, maintaining a sense of autonomy and self-direction becomes crucial for emotional well-being and personal dignity. When elderly parents live near their children, they may start to feel their autonomy slipping away, even in small ways. Decisions about healthcare, lifestyle choices, or even daily routines may shift from personal decisions to those made by children, often with the best intentions. This can create a feeling of diminished control over one's own life, leading to frustration and a loss of independence. The Stoic approach to control emphasizes the importance of maintaining authority over your own decisions, regardless of age. Stoics believe that true peace comes from the ability to choose how we respond to life's circumstances. In old age, this means setting firm boundaries with children and asserting one's autonomy. It's essential to make decisions that align with your own values and desires, rather than deferring to others. By doing so, the elderly can preserve their dignity and maintain control over the final years of their lives, living according to their own principles, rather than the expectations of others. The Stoic philosophers encourage us to live a life of peace, self-control, and emotional independence. As we age, these principles become even more vital in preserving our well-being. While living close to your children may seem comforting, it's important to consider the deeper implications this decision may have on your autonomy, emotional health, and overall peace of mind. Key takeaways for navigating aging with Stoic wisdom include embracing the idea of control over your own life and maintaining your independence. Seek a balance between being close to family while protecting your autonomy, social connections, and emotional independence. Aging offers a unique opportunity to focus on what truly matters: your inner peace, personal fulfillment, and living life according to your values. By embracing Stoic teachings, you can age with dignity, purpose, and a sense of serenity, regardless of the external circumstances around you.